You can choose. When people are telling you something negative, when people are giving you bad news, you can ask yourself, is this my feelings or is this your feelings? Because if it's their feelings, you can choose not to participate in that, and you shouldn't. Welcome to the good side of internet, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Sina, and I help people reach their full potential so they can live their absolute best life, which they deserve, which you deserve. I have people around me always telling me, how do you stay so positive, Sina? And it's not really about choosing to be positive. It is, but it's also about cutting away the things that can impact you to being negative. And especially about all this shit that's going on in the world right now, I just choose not to watch the news. And this is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, because I do 100% believe that the news are ruining lives. Honestly, this is like an unpopular opinion, because some people will view it as, oh, you don't want to take part in society, you don't want to have any opinion about what's happening. And honestly, to some of it, no, because I don't really give a shit. You know, like there are some aspects of the news. Obviously, I know what's horrible. I know things that are happening that's absolutely horrible and that doesn't give me a good feeling. But that is why I choose not to watch the news. Because when I'm done watching the news, I'm left with such a feeling of like letdown. I'm like, okay, well, the world could end tomorrow. Like, fuck it all. But if you turn it off and you focus on something else, you can focus on the good side of life, right? And I know, again, this seems so like you don't really care. I do care. I just choose not to emotionally participate in it. The same is when people are telling me negative news or they're giving me bad news about something. You can hear that. You can listen to that. You can choose to be emotionally involved in that news, or you can choose not to. It's honestly, and this is hard for people pleasers, I have been one myself to a point. Maybe I still am. This is something that is lifelong learning, but for people pleasers especially, this can be hard, not taking part in other people's emotions, right? Not wanting to fix that for people and taking it on yourself to fix that. We're moving out of that state, honey, okay? You can choose. When people are telling you something negative, when people are giving you bad news, you can ask yourself, is this my feelings or is this your feelings? Because if it's their feelings, you can choose not to participate in that, and you shouldn't. I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and she was frustrated at some of her friends because they gave her unsolicited advice for something that she didn't really need advice on, right? But when you can learn to hear the advice, not emotionally take part in it, you will listen to it and you can say, thank you so much for your advice. I am choosing to go my own way on this. I appreciate your insight. I appreciate your advice, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. That's a way of not taking emotionally part in it. My mom chose to get frustrated instead. So that's just to like outline how this looks like in real life. Obviously, you can also choose not to take emotionally part in it by not saying anything. You know inside of you what's the truth and what's not the truth. So whenever people are giving you suggestions to what the truth could be, you're sorting immediately. You're like, no, 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 because you are so strongly in yourself knowing what the truth is. And this is the same with the news. This is the same with outside forces, whatever it is, right? If people bump into you on the street, if people honk at you in traffic, how much does it take for you to get out of your peace? Start noticing when you're triggered, because that will give you a huge insight in how much control outside forces have on you. And when you gain that awareness, you can start shifting it around. So when it happens and you are aware of it happening, oh fuck, I panicked, I got frustrated, I honked, I yelled, you know, okay, well, you know, I can choose not to yell. I can choose not to honk back at the other person. I can choose not to get frustrated, because inside of me, I know what the truth is. I know my truth. So people can't set me off. And if people consciously choose to try to set you off, it's in them. It's in their own awareness. They're just not aware, but you are, and you choose not to emotionally take part in that. This is how you keep your peace. It's not by telling people to fuck off. It's not by telling people to never contact you again. That's not keeping your peace. That's just creating waves with people. Keeping your peace is knowing your inner truth. It's knowing who you are and that you can stand strong in that. It's setting boundaries, healthy boundaries to people and taking in what you know is the truth. It's sorting out ideas. It's sorting out thoughts, suggestions from your surroundings that don't do you well. Or maybe they do you well. Maybe you hear a fantastic idea you want to act on that only adds to your inner truth. Thank you for that. But you get to sort through that. When you gain this awareness, you find yourself in such a strong position that no one can touch you. No one can touch how you feel or your emotions. And this is not to say that you won't ever again feel like you're falling off the positive vibe energy, because obviously you will. But it's going to take more and more to knock you off. Here's an example. My boyfriend handles road rage very badly, and I always get so uncomfortable when he starts to yell at some random people on the street or on the road or in other cars. And I always laugh like a little because I don't care. I don't care if other people drive bad. I don't care if other people honk at us. Whatever they do, I don't really care because it's not us. It's them. We can't ever control what other people do, but my boyfriend let that get to him. So he will yell back and he will let his inner peace get disturbed by other people's actions, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you allow strangers to fuck with how you feel? You're too nice for that. You're too lovely for strangers to fuck with your inner state, to fuck with your peace, to fuck how you're feeling. You don't deserve that, but you get to choose that and you have the power to do that, which is what is so magical about it. I feel like this is often just also like a blame game, so that whenever you get set off, right, and you get angry, you get frustrated, it was their fault, they made me feel like that, I had nothing to do with it, it was horrible, she said this and that, he did that and that. But honey, no, you let yourself get frustrated. You let yourself get angry or cry over this episode that happened. You see what I mean? You can never control other people. People are always gonna act the way they want to act, and you cannot take responsibility for that. You can only take responsibility on how you react, and you can choose to not let that frustrate you by cutting off those things that aren't good for you. So if you know that the news are gonna keep you in such a negative vibe, turn off the news. And if you want to test it out, if you aren't ready to let go of the news, you can take a break. Do 1 week without news. Do a month without news and see how that changes you. See how you're going to feel after that 1 week. Or if it's a person who pisses you off, next time you guys see each other, try to really go into what it is that's pissing you off and try to think when it happens that it's because they are not aware that it's pissing you off, right? But you can choose. So when they say that thing that pisses you off, you can hear it, but you don't have to emotionally take part in it. You can say whatever, they just don't know better. Not to say that some people are better than others, but just to say that you get to choose what you want to take part in. This is a sentence I've said 100 times already, but it's so true. Choose not to take part in it, and oh my god, you will be so peaceful that you've never experienced anything better. I promise you, so freaking hard. This was a really game changer for me. When I started to say they don't know better, my life changed, honestly, because I started to trust myself more. I started to trust my own judgment more and build that inner strength, build up my inner truth by sorting out ideas and suggestions from my outside circles, from environments, from the news, from whatever. People couldn't fuck with my peace. People can't fuck with my peace. They can't tell me how my reality is looking like. I know what my life looked like. I know what my reality is and what it looks like and what it's going to look like. This is the same thing when you're talking with people about your future, about your goals. You shouldn't be an open book that people can touch. You can tell them about whatever you want to, but when they start coming with suggestions and restrictions and limits and, all sorts of ideas on how you can or can't do the thing, you have to be the filter. What do you choose to take in and what do you choose to absolutely not take part in? This is so crucial that you know your next steps, that you know your truth, that you know how your life is going to look like. Because if you don't know that, who is going to know? How are you going to ever accomplish your dreams if you don't know what those dreams look like? So again, welcome to the good side of the internet, my friends. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the like button of this video. I'm gonna link to a couple more here if you're interested in watching more, and I will see you in one of those. Bye!